Hi, so I wanted to come in and talk to you about our black and white theme garden that we're doing in 2022. I've touched on it a little bit when I planted the garden and obviously shared with you what I was planting. But I wanted to give a little bit more detail because I have been looking for a black and white garden inspiration and looking online at different gardeners sites and on all the different places that I might find inspiration from, whether it's Pinterest or Facebook or other gardeners that I follow, or just major gardens all over the world. I'm just trying to find the black and white garden, and what I typically find is black and white hardscapes or black and white like decor. Like they have benches that are black and white, or they'll have like a fireplace that's black with a white chair in front of it or something like that. And what I'm really looking for is black and white flowers all in one garden. And I found tons of white gardens because moon gardens are, like all the rage. And while I'm working moon gardening into my entire landscape, that's not what this particular garden is about. And it's just been really hard to find. I find tons of references to black flowers, and it's always like, here's a big selection of all the black flowers out there. But it doesn't really show them growing in the garden, or like, how do you contrast these black flowers so that they pop and you can actually see them really well? Because in my experience, when I plant plants that are black or really deep dark purple, they're hard to see in the landscape unless they're like in a container or they're up against some really bright background, a yellow or a white or a creamy color or a white fence or something like that. So I was really trying to figure out, like, how can I make this black and white garden and it really shows up. But I couldn't find it. So I'm just going to have to do it myself and experiment and find out, how it turns out, I guess. And it won't be a success or failure. It'll just be a learning curve, because then the next time I do it, I could do it better. And I'll learn from what happens this next year. That being said, this garden, I've posted lots of references to this garden. We basically created it out of something that was already there, and then built it up. And we built up some raised beds. We put a fence all around it so our dogs can't get to it. And last year we planted all vegetables, and it did okay. It did all right. I'm just not the best vegetable gardener. It's just, I don't know. It's not something that I aspire to be, maybe. Also, my space is really small, and I like to can, and like I'd have to have 100 tomato plants to can what I want to can, and I don't have space for 100 tomato plants, and so then I just kind of get discouraged, like, why bother with one? And because I've had this like back and forth relationship with growing vegetables, I've talked about it in other videos before, I've decided that garden, and also that there's one piece, and the other piece is I am on only 3/4 of an acre, and not all of it can be used. And I'm kind of running out of space for big creative moves. I can tuck and hone and make it better, but I can't just like start from a clean slate and do something totally creative and different. So this space that we used for our vegetable gardens last year is going to become that space where every year it just becomes a blank slate, and I get to create something new and fresh and exciting for me. And so what that's going to look like is, you know, it's always going to be like some sort of a theme. This year it's just going to be black and white flowers and some herbs. But maybe next year it's going to be like all about Disney, or maybe it's going to be all about Harry Potter, or maybe it's going to be like all Victorian or super formal, or maybe Zen and Japanese, and or maybe it's going to be you know, like rainbow, like graduate colors, or maybe it's going to be like all different colors of red, like all the variations of red, or all the variations of orange, or just like maybe it'll be red, white, and blue. Maybe it'll be, you know, who knows, but it's just going to be a place where I can just like express myself. So it'll be some sort of a theme every year, and I'm really looking forward to that, because I've been kind of like bummed that I'm in my forever home, which I'm super happy about, but that means I don't ever get to start over in the garden and have like something completely new. And that's, as a gardener, for me, I get inspired by creating something new. That's my creative outlet. And so creating this space where I can have a creative outlet makes gardening that much more exciting for me in the future. So that's what this garden is all about. But today, I just want to talk to you about the black and white flowers that I've chosen for this garden. I will say that they're actually, I don't know that I even have a true black flower yet. All of my black flowers are dark, dark, dark purple. And it's not super easy to find a black flower. You can get online and you can find lots of black flowers. But finding a source for the black flowers has become a little bit of a challenge. And because I decided to do this particular type of garden kind of late in the year, I think I kind of decided on it like September, October-ish. And so by that time, it's like all the seed catalogs are bought out, all the, you know, all the resources were slim. And so I went with what I could get, and I'm happy with it. But I definitely want to acquire more black flowers. And the deal with these themed gardens is all those flowers that, or herbs, whatever it is that I choose that year to plant in that garden. In the fall, when I put the beds to rest and make a clean blank slate for the next garden to be planted, all those flowers will be taken out, and if they're annuals, they'll just be gone. But if they're a perennial or a bulb or a rhizome, or, you know, something like that, they will get moved out into the rest of our garden. So it's not like I'm just never going to see those beautiful flowers again. They're going to be somewhere else. They'll just be repurposed. And if I have way too many of something, or it just I can't find space, I'll give them away, or they'll be donated to either like the Master Gardeners or the Garden Club, or who knows, maybe they'll get donated to a cemetery. I'm definitely planning on some of these particular flowers will be taken out of our garden and put into the cemetery when I'm done with them. So that's, you know, that's a given, and maybe we'll get to do that a whole lot more with more cemeteries as the years go on. So let's dive in and let me tell you about what I have planned. So first of all, I made a garden plan. So you're not gonna be able to see this super good, but I'm just gonna share with you what it kind of looks like. This is a raised bed that we have not built yet, and we'll be building that pretty soon. But these will just have annuals in them, so I didn't need to worry about getting them built and planted yet. But it'll happen before it's time to plant, obviously. This is our main large bed that we built last year, and then these are our containers, and then we have a couple of other containers around that we're utilizing for this garden as well. And just like any design, it has a key. So this is my key, and you can see I have a little symbol and then the name of the flower, and that just keeps everything organized, so I know what the heck is going on. So that's what I did first to sort of figure out exactly how I wanted this garden to look. And then, of course, some additional things got added in as I found flowers that I just, oh my gosh, I have to have these flowers. So, you know, incorporate that into the plan. So, that being said, the bulk of my flowers this year came from Holland Bulbs. It's an online site that you can buy many flowers from, but mostly bulbs. And I had never used them before, and I was, like I said, late in the season. So normally I would buy all of my bulbs as local as possible. I love to use local growers. Number one, because keeping money in the community is helpful to our local community. Number two is that those growers have grown those flowers for the environment that I live in, which makes me set up for success. And I strongly suggest that if you're buying flowers or bulbs or seeds and that kind of thing, or plants even, grow them from or buy them from a local grower, so that when you're growing them, you have set yourself up for success. That being said, if there's no source locally, you know, you might have to reach out. This company is from Wisconsin, and I live in Oregon, so they, you know, they're shipped from far away from my perspective. Like I said, I've never used them before. They have pretty good reviews, and we'll see how they go. As far as they have good reviews as far as their performance, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in our garden. The other place that I bought a lot of my seeds from was Renee's Garden, and they are, let's see, does it say where they are from? They are from Colorado. I have used Renee's Garden seeds in the past and liked them. I like their company, and they've got great customer service, so that's fun. I also picked up some seeds from Park Seed, which is also not local. I don't know where they're from either. Park Seed. They have a nice little booklet. 150 years of superior germination, it says. I've worked with Park Seed before and enjoyed them. And then I got a few seeds from Strictly Medicinal, which I really like that company. It's out of Williams, Oregon, and they are all about medicinal plants, and they have some really unique varieties that aren't easy to get a hold of, and then they have your general varieties too, so that's always exciting. And let's see, I also have some from Baker Creek, which is actually out of Missouri, and Territorial Seed, which I order tons of seeds from Territorial Seed, and they are they're in Oregon. I think they're they're Cottage Grove, Oregon, and they have fabulous germination rates in my area, and they're not very far from me, like just a few hours away from where I live, so that's probably why. So to begin with, we did bulbs, and you saw that in the video. So our bulbs included Ivory Queen alliums and Purple Sensation alliums. Which I did interplant them, and I had them kind of standing on their own as well. As you can imagine, the Ivory Queen is white, the Purple Sensation is purple. And then we have a Dark Night Duo. Which is the white allium with a Queen of Night tulip, which is a dark black tulip. Or it's a dark purple tulip. And then, of course, we have those tulips all spread throughout the garden as well. And then I did striped squill or pushkins, and we did, let's see, we did a berry fulfilling iris, which is a dark purple. We did purple prince lilies and pretty woman lilies, which is a purple lily and a white lily. They were planted, I think those were planted separately, but they'll be within the black and white garden. And then we have another purple tulip, and we have the Night in Paris tulip mix, which was a Queen of Night, a pastel pink, and a creamy white tulip. Those are mixed together in a pot. A creamy eggnog tulip, which was a creamy eggnog color, and it's mixed also with a creamy eggnog color daffodil. So those are kind of the combos of bulbs that we have, and I'll be putting all of those on the screen as I talk. So hopefully I have the combinations all correct. If not, you'll see all the bulbs and you'll get the idea. Then I have seeds, which I have Dracula Celosia, and I'm really excited to grow that because I have not grown a Celosia before, so I think that's going to be really fun. And last year we grew these sweet peas, which were so pretty and they smelled so good. So I'm really looking forward to using this on a big trellis, and we're gonna plant those on the trellis. And then I have a couple of herbs that I'm gonna grow. We have a perilla, which is my favorite salad herb. And then a white dandelion, which has a little yellow center and some purple margins. It's kind of fun. So those will actually get planted together, so they'll have the black and white look. And then I have sugar magnolia peas, which are different than the sweet pea. The sweet pea is an ornamental and you don't eat them. And then the sugar pods are actually peas. Inside they're green, and then the outside are these dark purple, and the flower is purple. So those will go on a different trellis so they don't get mixed up. And then I have a few different sunflowers that I am looking forward to planting together. I have the chocolate cherry sunflower, and I have the moonshadow sunflower, and an Italian white sunflower. And this is just, it's a pure white with a black center. And then, of course, these will get planted together. So you see how fun those are? I know this is a little more yellow, but I'm curious, since it's called moonshadow, if this shows up better or the same or any different in the moonlight than the white one will. So I'm gonna plant them together because I just want to see how they appear. And then I have a whole bunch of flowers. So all the flowers are going to be planted in big drifts. So at least 2 by 2, if not bigger drifts, so that they make some big impact. And then it'll, I'll do like white into the purple and purple into the white, and so that you have real good contrast. So we have a purple poppy, which wish me luck, because I've planted so many poppies that I've never been able to grow. My husband absolutely loves poppies, and I keep growing them in different colors and different varieties, and I can't get them to germinate. Or if they're germinating, I'm pulling them like weeds or something, and I don't recognize them. I don't know, but I'm gonna try again. Purple poppy, and then we have white cosmos, and these both get pretty tall. Let's see, 3 to 5 feet and 2 feet. So, and this is a really airy kind of flower, and this is like a really punch in your face kind of flower. So I'm hoping I can plant them together and they'll be like a really nice contrast to each other. And then I have, let's see. Oh, look, here's another poppy. I'm gonna plant this somewhere else. It's a traditional bread seed poppy, and it's the kind of poppy that you would use in your, like your muffins. See those big giant pods? See how big that pod is? It's like this big, and it's full of all those little black seeds. So I'll be planting them someplace else, probably in a container, all by itself, so I know exactly what's inside there, and hopefully we can grow them. We'll see. Then, let's see. Oh, and then I have these Buttercream Nasturtiums, which we know nasturtiums go wild in my garden. I have orange ones everywhere. They've just self-seeded. The birds have picked them up and tossed them all over my garden, which is kind of really fun. But this year, we're going to grow white ones for this garden. And then I have these two that are going to grow together. And this one is a polar bear zinnia, and it gets 3 to 3.5 feet tall, which I've never grown a zinnia that big, but this is a cutting flower zinnia, so I'm kind of excited about that. And then this one is a black watchman hollyhock, which this one gets 5 to 7 feet. So those will be a nice contrast, and they have similar shape, but the zinnias are more like a puffball, whereas the hollyhock are more like an open flower. And then I have these really fun ones. It's called Bridal Veil, Magnolia. Look at those. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited to grow these. They get 2 feet tall. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to grow them, but I'm really excited about them. They're really pretty. So I think that's kind of it. I also will pick up some Supertunias. I'm hoping to get Supertunia Latte for this garden, which is like a cream color with a dark purple throat. And Supertunias are specific to a proven winner grower, and I have a local nursery that carries them, but I need to get in there soon and make sure that they order the latte, so I have that specific one that I want. And then let's see, I have nasturtiums. What's the other one that I like to grow? Calendula. I need a calendula, and then I'm positive I'll pick up some pansies, some really beautiful purple and white pansies to be in there early spring. And we'll just go from there and see what happens. The other thing is dahlias, right? So you saw me divide all those dahlias, and I put some dark purple and white dahlias off to the side for that. And so those will get planted in like March or so. And so I'll make sure I put pictures of those on the screen as well, just so you know which ones they are. They're all from Swan Island. which is out of Canby, Oregon. And we'll be doing a tour there this year, so you'll get to experience that if you're not in Oregon and you haven't had a chance to go to Swan Island Dahlia Farms. You'll get to experience that through my eyes later on in 2022. Wow. I can't believe that's 2022 already. That's exciting. So I think that's it for today's video. I wanted to remind you all that I am going to take a little rest and a little sacred pause, and we're going to not be posting anything on social media or YouTube for a couple of weeks. So I'll get this one posted up either tonight or tomorrow morning on the winter solstice. Tomorrow is the winter solstice, and then we're gonna kind of close down until the 3rd of January, which is right after the new moon in January. And we're looking forward to just taking that pause and getting our creative juices like amped up for the new year. And we won't be necessarily not working, but we won't be on social media, and it'll just be kind of a nice break so that we can you know, turn our focus into more creative endeavors for a little bit, and get our focus for the year happening, and make sure that we provide a lot of really fantastic content for this channel, Gardens and Graveyards, because this is a huge passion project for us, and we're really excited to just dive in and have a lot of fun with it in this next year and the next growing season, and really get to know the audience, and you can get to know us better. And we have a lot of exciting, fun things planned, and we're looking forward to sharing them with you. But until next year, I hope that you have a chance to go ahead and rewatch as many videos as you would like. We have quite a few out there. And of course, we always love our viewers to check them out anytime. And we'll see you in the new year. Bye.